You're listening to Morning Lifestyle with Dave. Now, recently on the program, we were talking about engineering and the way in which it is changing the world, and we touched on the topic of coding, and I don't know a great deal about it, but I know a man who does, and his name's Adam, and he's joining us. Adam, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me, Dave.
First of all, tell us a little bit about what it is that you're doing in the area of coding to help people to better understand it.
Sure. So I run a business called Junior Engineers, and we teach kids all around Australia how to code. What we're really doing is providing them with 21st century skills to set them up for future success in a world that's really becoming increasingly tech orientated.
So the future is very much in that technical space, isn't it? And our kids at school are taught the coding. It's a bit like when I used to go and tell them, my mum, could she help me with my algebra and that sort of thing? She really had no idea what I was talking about. But in this space, when my grandchildren come to me and say, we're going to go into a competition with some Lego and do some coding, and I just kind of look at them and say, can you show me a picture of it or how it works? And they had a video, and it was really quite spectacular.
It's amazing what kids are able to do now with technology. I really see a lot of parents getting baffled by what the kids are coming home with. And look, coding is like any other language, like Mandarin or German. The earlier you start to learn it, the more proficient you are. And given the fact that we're starting kids on coding education as early as grade 2, you can understand why they're always impressing those who haven't ever really been exposed to coding in the past.
Is this an area that we're expecting to grow exponentially going forward into, say, around about 2030 or 2040? Or will coding change in that period of time?
Look, technology is always changing, but there are some very interesting statistics out there. Even as of 2020, there's a 25% increase in demand for tech-qualified staff in the workplace. But unfortunately, there's a 36% decline in people choosing to study IT and technology at university at the moment. So there's a supply and demand issue. So the space is constantly growing, but Australia is not keeping up with that demand.
Now, the kids do spend a lot of time in front of the screen, Adam. Is coding different to just sitting there and playing video games?
Yeah, look, coding is something that is a skill that can be used later on in life. Anything that is technology-based has been coded to do something. And in reality, we need to see our kids become creators with technology as opposed to consumers of technology. So watching videos and streaming videos or playing video games is very different to actually learning how to code, which is a skill they'll use later on in life.
So how do you go about finding out more about coding if this is the first time some of our listeners have heard something about it?
Well, for us, Junior Engineers, we deliver coding all around Australia. So if you want to find out more, you can either look us up, online, or you can actually just type in coding education into Google, and there is a plethora of articles out there as to, where you can potentially start and where it can take you. We're always here to guide parents and kids with some information about the right steps for them.
Well, Adam, it's been wonderful to have you on our program to talk a little bit more about coding, and when my grandchildren are with me shortly, I am looking forward very much to seeing them be very creative with their coding skills and perhaps even win the statewide competition when it's in Hobart in a couple of weeks.
Oh, good luck to them. That's fantastic.